I've got my checklist, and I've got my checklist of my checklist, and I've got a checklist from Brides UK, uk.co.uk checklists. Maybe that's too much. One of the questions that I see coming up again and again on forums and on Facebook is, what have I forgotten off my wedding checklist? And then of course there's a whole range of different answers which just don't match up to your day and will just confuse you even more. So I want to share with you a little tip that professional event planners and wedding planners use to make sure nothing's forgotten and everything runs smoothly on a day. The most important technique every event professional uses, whether they are organiser or technician or performer, is visual planning. In other words, visualising or imagining the event in every detail and how it fits together from start to finish. So what we're going to do, we're going to use the same techniques to piece everything together for your perfect day. And then from that we can create a checklist which is 100% complete and, even more importantly, relevant to your day. So let's dive in, and I'm going to run through the basic steps of how to visualise your day and create that perfect checklist. So step number one, you need to talk through your ideas with your partner. The first thing that any event organiser would do is listen to the needs of their client, and in this case that's you. So you need to work out what it is you want for your wedding day. After all, your wedding day is all about you as a couple, and you need to make sure it reflects your styles and personalities of what you want. So sit down with your partner and just chat through some ideas and sort of things that are going to fit with your budget and what you are going to imagine for your day. Most importantly, you need to work out realistically what you would like, and be honest with yourself here, because you want to be planning what works for you and what fits your style, your personality, your budget. Remember, you're not designing your perfect fancy day, so take a bit of time to chat everything through with your partner and work out roughly what your expectations are. Okay, so step number two is find yourself some space and time to go through and do this process. So turn your phone off, hide it away somewhere so it can't distract you. Grab yourself a cup of coffee and get away from any distractions. It's so worthwhile at this point to find some space and time. A little time now will make sure you have everything covered and your day is given the attention it deserves. Also, get yourself a pad and some paper. So step number three, let's start creating your day. So you've got your ideas, you know your rough limits and your guidelines that you've chatted through with your partner. All you're going to do is start creating an amazing experience for you and all your guests. At this point, we're not going to worry too much about the timings of the day, but just about what we're doing, what you see and who you're with. And to make it easier, we're going to break the day up into several easy sections for you to manage. So for example, we're going to do the pre-ceremony, the ceremony, the pre-breakfast, and then perhaps lastly the evening. So it's kind of chunks of the day that we can just imagine, and we go through each bit in turn. For each section, we're not just going to think about yourself, but also your partner's party and then your guests. And then all you're going to do is simply write it down. Don't worry about the spelling or the grammar. Just get your ideas down as they happen, and remember to imagine for each group and what they're seeing and what they're doing and what they're feeling, who they're with. So the best way to start will be with yourself. Pick a point in your day. You can go right to the beginning where you're having breakfast, or you can just start as things start to happen, perhaps as you're getting your makeup done or your hair done. And also maybe at this point you might already know what that's going to look like. If you do, great, jot that down. And if you don't, well, don't worry, because we can always add that in later. The important thing is, at the moment, we're going to just go through what's happening, who you're with, what you're seeing and what you're doing. And then once you've done that for yourself, all you need to do is add a subplot of what your partner's doing, or what he should be doing, or hopefully what he's not doing. Who he's with, if he's with his best man or something like that. Maybe that's a dangerous combination, but just chuck it all in there. And then once you've done that, you move on and start thinking about your friends and your guests as they're perhaps arriving at the venue. Are they holding your invites, your wedding stationery that you sent out to them? Think about who's going to be there to greet them. Is it going to be your ushers and what they're wearing and what they're doing? Or is it going to be the venue staff? Are they going to have the bar open? Are there going to be drinks there ready for them? And these kind of details that are just going to fit in and pull the whole day together in your imagination. Then you simply just need to make sure you go through each part of the day just like this. Make sure you include times such as when you see your reception room for the first time. And this is probably quite an important part, because you can imagine all the details there, and as you imagine those details, we'll be ticking them off later on. But also add times in there which are quiet times. So for example, after dinner, when your guests might want to just literally chill out a little bit, or put in their times when you are just going to spend that 5-10 minutes just to chill with your new partner. Also, what your guests are doing at these times when you're viewing the room for the first time. Are they being entertained perhaps by a magician? Or your subplots will just fit together nicely to create that wonderful vision of your day. So you'll probably find this whole process will take an hour at least, so you need to put that time aside to start with. But actually, reality is it will feel like a lot less time, because hopefully you'll get absorbed in the process, start enjoying it as well. But always remember, be honest with yourself and what's going to fit to your personality and your wedding day. By the way, we use this process really effectively for our wedding, in the way we knew we wanted to have a wedding on a budget, and also I'll chat through how we did that and why we did that in a future video, so don't forget to subscribe. So the final step is to make that checklist. Grab yourself a couple of highlighter pens, and all you're going to do is simply go through your day, and whenever you come across something that needs an item or a supplier or anything you need to organise, simply get highlighting. And also at this point, maybe make a note of who or what it is in the margin of your page, and that is what's going to form the basis of your checklist. You will now have a clear idea of your day and how it will fit together. And most importantly, you'll have a clear and concise checklist which fits your day and is relevant to what you and your partner are thinking about. Also, just have a recap, and perhaps if there's anything that you need to think about which is kind of outside your day, maybe your wedding insurance or other formal paperwork, just kind of add that to your prologue to your perfect day, as it were. And one last thing to note is, don't stress, because if you're worried that you've written down all these things and it might not go exactly to your script, that's not a problem. The reality is you're going to be more prepared and able to enjoy the day, because essentially you've rehearsed it. But remember, this is never meant to be a word to word what will happen on the day, and the truth is those little extra things that happen are actually what makes your day more unique and more personal to you. So I hope this has given you something to think about and will help you in the planning of your day. As I say, it's a great way of visualising your day, mentally rehearsing it, but also planning your day in a concise and complete checklist. So I hope this has given you something to think about, and hopefully it'll help you with your planning of your big day. If it has, then please show a bit of video interaction, click on the like button, click on the subscribe button. Let's have some comments down below and tell us about your wedding. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you very soon. There must be somewhere.
Can't you just ring it?
No, it's turned off.